All right, the vote is to consider each postponement or other action individually. So, first up, there is a motion to postpone definitely to the February meeting, Resolution 21-02, faculty endorsement of the Graduate Student Bill of Rights. And I believe there is a second. So there's a motion by Professor Tyrone. Who made the second, please? All right, Professor Feldman. All right, discussion. Yes, Professor Miles.
If we knew that this was going to be delayed, why was it on the agenda in the first place?
So, yes, we have been allowing postponements previously incorrectly. Once something enters into discussion, it is the property of the faculty senate, and the senate has to vote on whether or not to allow the postponement or withdrawal, and to have a specific postpone. So it is postponed to a definite date, is postponed indefinitely, etc. So this is why we have to do it, to be correct. Yes, yes, Professor Hall.
Roy Heidelberg, College of Business. I'm very confused by this resolution. We don't actually have a graduate student bill of rights presently. Right now, this is going to be considered Resolution 2102, which is definitely postponed to February. But we don't know that in February we will have a graduate student bill of rights. It seems to me that this is just an out of order resolution if we don't actually have a document that we could endorse it this way. So by postponing it even definitely, we are signaling something that is very confusing, I think, to this body.
Why are you so confused?
So is your subsidiary motion to postpone it indefinitely?
Sure. I don't even understand what the resolution is if it doesn't exist. I think we had the first reading and there was nothing to actually endorse. I'm just confused by the resolution itself. It's a very hopeful resolution, I suppose.
All right. Yes, Professor.
The resolution was already entered into discussion, and we had already seen the Bill of Rights, and so people have already made comment on it, so you can delay it. It's not out of order.
That's my question. We've just been told that it's a draft that doesn't exist. How is it possible?
Does exist.
We've just been told that it's a draft that doesn't exist. How is it possible that we have gone through that motion?
No, Roy,
Well,
we have a
The
draft.
draft exists.
No, it is a draft, but how do we endorse a draft?
Oh my gosh.
That's a good point, Roy, but there is a draft.
It was, because of the discussion, there had to be some revision in it, and so they've been working on revisions for several months now, and that's why it's still used. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dan.
That's accurate.
This is a vote to postpone. Definitely until February. Additional discussion.
Okay, I'm sorry, for a new senator, what's the genesis of this faculty bill? Faculty bill of rights? Graduate student bill of rights. Where does this come from? Is this a department issue, a college issue? Graduate student association in which college or department?
This is the University Graduate Student Association, and they put forward and passed a proposed graduate student bill of rights of their own, which they were asking the faculty senate to endorse.
Was there a certain group of graduate students where this was a more pertinent issue, like maybe chemistry labs?
There were issues which were different but pertinent across different units. So the students in the natural sciences had a different set of concerns than did the students in the humanities, than those in the social sciences. So they sort of put them all in. And the feedback from the Senate was, as was offered a little bit earlier, right? Some of these are anodyne, some of them are a bit too broad, some of them are too litigious. So what the students have been doing under the direction of myself and another faculty member who reached out to offer guidance, was to essentially get them to look at the existing policy infrastructure, identify which policies would pertain to which of the principles they would seek to have the faculty senate endorse, and then identify where those principles are not accurately represented within the existing policy structure, to then go to the graduate school with the imprimatur of the Senate to suggest that they should then create those policies. So that is what the process would be seeking to do once they have finalized their revisions to the document that was presented at the first reading.
This is gonna be a one-size-fits-all for every, like, so we have PhD policies in my department, which already address some of this, but doesn't have some of the stuff that can get to a lot of, as you mentioned, the litigation risk.
Yeah, and that's what we've been trying to do is sort of, thinking of a Bill of Rights, thinking it as a broad statement of principles, not a system of practices. And that's where, because that is where much of the opposition came through in the initial reading, so sort of expanding up to broader principles that then would allow departments to enact policies which would be consistent with the principle but appropriate for their setting.
Okay.
Okay, there's a motion to call the question. This means that we need to move forward with a vote without any further debate. However, we must vote on the call the question. So, is it okay if we show hands? Will everyone be okay with that?
Sorry, point of order. Louisiana Open Meeting Clause doesn't allow a show of hands.
Right.
According to Attorney General Opinion 19-0022, the viva voce requires a voice vote. Show of hands is not.
All right, we will revert to qualtrics then. Here we go. Please vote on whether or not to call the question. A yes vote indicates that we will immediately take a vote to definitely postpone resolution 21-02 until our February meeting.